How's it going, guys? It's me, the Domotaku, here today to talk about the mysterious and quite emotionally disturbing episode 13 of ReZero. So, for one, I'm kind of speechless on what happened, for one, because just, what the heck, man? Like, oh man, I don't know. It's so weird how, like, it just sort of changed, because usually, it's just, I like this episode really a lot, for one, because it's just showing. Okay, for one, we could just all say that freaking Subaru had a freaking breakdown, like, seriously, like, I don't know what the heck happened with that. Like, so many things just happened in this episode that it just happened so fast. I can't comprehend this. I'm just like, wow. So, oh man, I don't know. So, for one, we could say that there's a lot of conflict between Emilia and Subaru now that changes. For me, I think that it's changing how the arc is going to play itself. For one, because we don't know exactly where Subaru has a checkpoint for his return by death and whatnot. So if he can fix things or whatever, right? So yeah, we don't know how that's going to work. And we also have Feltz joining in the the selections for the princess, and that she's announcing to destroy the whole kingdom and like strap it up from. Like start from the bottom and like fresh and start. It's so many things that happen in this episode, but for one, the most important thing here is Subaru and Emilia's relationship now, because I don't know how the hell or what the hell is going on anymore. So let me see if I can get the gist of what I understand from their conversation at the end. So ignoring what happened in the beginning, mostly like Subaru fought or Subaru announced or basically declared himself as Emilia's knight, and all the other knights were really pissed at that idea and how he disgraces their ways of training and whatnot. And Subaru like challenged the one knight who beat the crap out of him, and like he just totally destroyed him. And as much as Subaru could take a hit and fight against magic beasts, he cannot fight against a trained knight. I understand that, and it was just futile for him. Like I mean, he had his magic, but that was there's no chance whatsoever. So after being pummeled by the knight, like he gets rescued by Emilia, who he didn't die, so you know he doesn't have to return by death. But the thing with Emilia and Subaru's conversation, just like it's painful for one to see Subaru break down, and the only reason why he's breaking down and doing these things and how he acted in this scenario is because of his return by death situation. Like, you know, for one, he can't tell anyone about it, and all the past experiences that he's experienced in the past is no longer valid, and that's just himself. That's why it's like, it was so painful when Emilia was talking about, oh, you know, your version of me that you think of must be really great and understanding it and really awesome and whatnot, but I'm not that person. And it's really, really, it sucks, as I said like before in what was it? I know the mansion arc, like yeah, it's painful that everyone doesn't know what happened to Subaru, or Subaru's own memories sort of like backfire on him and the relationships around him reset as well. In this case, this is the perfect scenario, because now like, you know, Emilia's wondering why Subaru's doing all this stuff for for Emilia herself, and Subaru of course says that it's for Emilia, and I sort of believe that, but I also sort of believe it's for, I don't know, it's hard. So the reason for Subaru doing whatever he's doing and acting on his own and doing what he does, is it really like him? Is it for himself, or is it for Emilia? And I for one think it's for Emilia, because of all the past experiences that he's had. You know, being saved by her when he first came to the world, and then had that the first time they met, and then just like, you know, having to see her die so many times, and having to die many other times just to save herself, the mansion, Ram. It's there, and like, you know, I honestly think that Subaru is trying to help out Emilia, because it's sort of also a reason for why he was brought to this world in the first place, and you know, maybe it might help answer that big question. But then, you know, Emilia doesn't know that, no one else knows that, and no one else can understand Subaru's his thinking, because he can't tell anyone about his return by death, and that's the sucky ass part in this series. And you know, we see that when like, you know, Emilia wants to believe Subaru. That is very true, but he can't really believe him unless Subaru confesses everything to him, but he can't, and that's the terrible part. So supposedly at the end, I don't know what happened at the ending exactly because they don't specify, but I think that Emilia fired Subaru from what I'm getting at, or you know they're done basically, or what was it? I know that they said that Subaru was supposed to be there at the capital for like healing or something like that from some other person or something like that. So I don't know how this is gonna work. This is interesting. For one, I don't know. It's so hard to say how this is gonna end out now. So for one, the relationship between Subaru and Emilia is completely, it's kind of shattered for now, and I think that they're gonna go their separate ways from now on. Subaru might be staying in the capital and be doing other stuff. Emilia and Rose will be going back to the mansion, and they're holding the competition, I believe, on suspend, or who knows what's going on, dude. But oh man, that breakdown was so emotional. Like, I don't think I've ever seen, like, the last time we seen Subaru act like this. When was it? That was probably like the REM arc, and then like when he's like breaking down, trying too hard. It's almost like that, but it's worse because, you know, at this point he's like he fought the dude, he's trying to do all this for Emilia, but then he freaking got his ass whooped, and then Emilia's just like fed up with Subaru and trying to do these impossible things. But then of course Subaru, like he argues the fact that everything turned out fine because he was there and he has the return by death ability, but no one knows what that is. It's like, oh, you know, who saved you from the killer at the least, who gave you back the insignia, who saved everyone in the mansion and whatnot. Like, you know, it was all him, but no one knows that, and that's like such a emotional thing that led to this breakdown, because throughout the whole series we've seen Subaru done everything in his power to do whatever he's done, his actions, save people, help everyone, and have a good ending, right? But no one else knows that except us, and that's why I feel that this emotional breakdown that he had in the end was really hard, and it's just like, you know, no one else knows what he did except him and the viewers and whatnot, and that's why we can really relate with what Subaru is saying and what he's trying to do. But, you know, it really isn't for him, I think. I really think that he's just trying to do this for Emilia and stuff, and, you know, he's just, you know, it's paying a debt ever since he came to this world. So that is basically it. I mean, I don't know how, I'm really curious how, I'm loving how this is going for 24 episodes, but I really want to see where this leads up to in the series and the timeline, and how, you know, if he's going to incorporate the Turn by Death or this the council representation and whatnot. So anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video if you enjoyed. Like the video if you were also emotional during Natsuki Subaru's breakdown and whatnot, and subscribe, because next week we'll be covering what happens to Subaru after this emotional episode. We'll see how it goes. So hope you guys are doing well. I'll see you guys on the next video on the Domotaku Anime channel. So take care, guys, and matane.